New coronavirus and their symptoms. New coronavirus variation, are there any different symptoms? Will vaccines work against them? TheSuccessKnowledge.com. Writer Gforgenuis. 01 New COVID mutation identified in UK, 70 times more infectious. While coronavirus cases continue to surge across the world and vaccination drives pick up the pace in the first phase, a new scientific discovery has alarmed experts. A new COVID variant of the SARS-CoV-2 virus, termed VUI2-2012-01, or lineage P.1.1.7, is thought to be spiking up cases across London and parts of UK. It is considered more infectious than other strains, and has forced authorities to enforce stricter norms and lockdowns. 02 What we know so far. While viruses tend to mutate, the newest COVID mutation has become an international cause of concern. Many experts also believe that the newest COVID mutation may have different symptoms, be easily transmissible and drive up cases during the holidays, which is already a scary time. We clear up some doubts and explain the dangers of the same. 03 When was the strain first identified? While the first cases linked to the new COVID strain were identified early last week, December 16, scientists believe that the earliest evidence of the mutation links back to September. The virus mutation has caused over 1,108 casualties in UK's districts. If numbers are to be believed, over 60% of cases in London have been caused by the deadly strain, and authorities are bracing up for bigger spikes in the coming weeks to come. Scientists are still trying to ascertain the origins and genetically decode its makeup. According to one hypothesis, the virus strain may have found its way through transmission from a single COVID patient. 04 How different is it from the other variations? Over the course of the past year, several COVID strains have been identified globally. The current mutation of the virus, which is now the most common version of the virus in circulation in the UK, contains changes in the spike protein of the virus that plays a key role in launching an attack on the body. Several case studies have suggested that the biggest difference may emerge from how the mutation interacts with the system immunity-garnering cells, which provide first-level protection. Researchers say that the new B.1.1.7 mutation carries a truncated version of the ORF8 gene, which may alter antigenicity, i.e. vital to recognition by the immune antibodies in the system, and may be able to attack the immune system faster and more powerfully than previous strains. It could perhaps also be a reason why it has been termed as a super-infectious strain. 05 Are there any new symptoms associated with the strain? Whether or not the new COVID variation carries deadlier symptoms is yet to be determined. However, medical authorities have termed this strain to be 70% more infectious than previous COVID strains, meaning that the odds of symptomatic infections spreading and the virus transmitting onto others is on the higher side. Most of the cases recorded so far with the new variant are said to have the same typical symptoms: nausea, loss of smell, coughing bouts, fever, aches and chills. It also remains to be determined whether or not this variant causes severe infection in those infected by it. While it has a high infection rate and has the ability to infect the body in a more dangerous way, there do remain odds that the COVID mutant can put people belonging to the vulnerable category at an even higher risk. Since there is theoretic proof that the virus may alter the immune response in the body, so it would still be wise to follow all precautions. 06 Is it difficult to treat or diagnose? At this rate, there is no conclusive evidence to support the fact in question. However, a number of possibilities come into play. If the mutation is difficult to treat, it could shoot up fatality rates. Luckily, no such correlation has been observed up until now. While the mutation made no significant impact on hospitalization, it was seen that pre-existing medical conditions and certain factors such as sex and age did increase a person's risk of catching or developing COVID-19. 07 Will vaccines work against the mutation? The discovery of the COVID mutation comes at the same time when the UK started inoculating the first group of people against novel coronavirus. The effectiveness of the Pfizer vaccine or the Moderna vaccine against the mutant strains remains an ambiguous question to answer, since vaccination programs have just been offered to select few across the UK right now. Answering whether or not any vaccine could manage to fight the deadly COVID strain is unknown. 08 What we need to know about COVID-19 vaccinations right now. Biologists, so far, have been quick to confirm that while the mutation brings about changes to the spike protein structure, no such changes have been observed with the ACE2 receptors, which is a critical target of the immune system, and hence, any mutation is unlikely to bring around changes to immunogenicity. This would mean that any vaccine would most probably be effective in fighting the virus. Again, as long as the mutations aren't aggressive, vaccines could still work in protecting populations from infections and reinfections to a certain extent. It all depends on the vaccine's efficacy rates.